All right, good morning, guys. Quick sound check. Let me know if you can hear me. Sound check 1, 2. Hopefully, you guys all had a great weekend and ready for a good week here in the markets. We got some volatility coming in for today, and looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to that. Pulling a couple things up here. I sound good. Awesome. Appreciate that, RJ. What's up, Jose? Somebody was up. It wasn't you late last night, was it? Oh no, it was Pedro and then Nate. Oh, you might have been too, but all right. Let's take a look at the markets here. Kind of see what we got going for today. There is apparently an impromptu, I guess, not on the books press conference coming up today. Apparently, Trump is going to be speaking here in like the next 15 minutes, like right at 9:30 market open. It's not on the Forex Factory calendar here this morning, but apparently that is something that is going to be happening here in just about 15 minutes. So the open should be rather fun, and obviously depending what gets said or not said, will probably end up being tweeted out later, but should give us some type of reaction there off the open as well. In terms of news announcements on the day, we just have the G7 meeting stuff still going on. At 10 a.m., there's a FOMC member, Bullard, speaking. I don't really think that's going to be too much for us to worry about here today. We already have a ton of volatility coming into the day. The S&P is currently up 0.70%, NASDAQ up 0.81%, Russell here, the leader, up 0.92%, followed right behind with the Dow up 0.91%. So the Russell and the Dow are kind of battling here back and forth for that top spot on the day here. And this move in the Russell actually puts us pretty decent move to the upside. The Russell and the Dow didn't get quite the move at the end of the day on Friday that the NASDAQ and the S&Ps did. So in terms of just where we're gapping to, I think that kind of puts them back to even. Again, the Dow stopped trading there at 4 o'clock. The S&Ps had an extra bar there just after the bell, the U.S. cash bell there, to get a little bit more rally going there. So that could be a partial reason for the percentage change there, difference between the S&Ps and the Dow. And then the Russell here getting a nice move as well. So what I'm going to be looking for on the day here, knowing all this information, I wrote it up in the morning trade plan here, or the morning write-up, basically stating that I'm looking for the S&Ps to potentially catch up to the percentage change for the rest of the markets here. S&Ps are lagging behind by about 0.1% there, and that would be behind the NASDAQ, which is only up 0.77% here. And I think that starts to decrease today, that gap there in the percentage change. And what I mean by that is that the S&Ps start to catch up to the rest of the markets. It would be kind of surprising. It would not be completely impossible, but it would be kind of surprising to see the other three markets kind of come back to the S&Ps here, and we start, selling off from there. Now, the levels to pay attention to, if that's going to be the case, whether we're going to rally or not, come in here at 28.6175s. So my game plan here for today, S&Ps are currently 28.76 and change, kind of right up through here. My game plan would be to see a pullback here to 28.6175s. And from that point, good solid reactions. I'm going to be looking to get long off 28.6175s. And I want to see it get back through 28.72 quarters rather quickly. And if we can do that, then I think we're good to go with a position, picking up the position from a long down here. And targets on that, crazy enough, are up at 29.1475s. Now that would be a complete reversal of Friday's move here. But again, if we can trade the support level, if we can get the good reactions, if we can get back above 28.72 quarters, then I think we are going to be good to go to the long side. Now, the other side of that is if we trade down here, 28.6175s, and we don't get back above 28.72 quarters here, and we just kind of start falling, then, well, if we keep falling, then under 28.42s here, I think we open up the door for the overnight session, which comes in down at 28.10 quarters. So 28.10 quarters is going to put us kind of somewhere down in this range. That gives us about 30 points worth of room for potential risk to reward, looking at shorts under 28.42s. Now, you could argue that we're 30 some points late to the party here. Why don't we just short right now at 28.76s? And the reason being is the market hasn't proven that it wants to go back through those lows for us just yet. And it wasn't until the overnight session when we were able to break above 28.42s that we were able to get this rally going here this morning. So you guys can see we gapped down obviously beneath 28.42s, tested it once, twice, basically a third time here. Fourth test there by, missed it by 2 ticks, 1 tick, yeah, 41.75s. And then right here at basically 3 o'clock this morning, we just pushed right through that. Nice 19-point bar in the S&Ps on a 5-minute chart there. Exploded through that level, and then have been working our way higher since then. So 28.42 is really, really instrumental there. Again, as long as we can stay above that, I think we're okay with longs. Once we break that, then we start looking aggressively for shorts. At least that's my game plan. So that's what I'm going to be watching for there in the S&Ps. If we don't pull back 28.6175s here, it's going to make for some challenging entries there. We're going to have to start looking at the small time frame uptrends. We're going to have to start looking for potential breakouts and retest and things like that if this market wants to continue pushing higher. We've got overnight highs up at 28.8850s, overnight lows 28.10 quarters. So we've got a 78-point range coming into today's session so far. I'm not looking to press too early here, but again, if the trade does set up, I am willing to take that. It is a Monday morning. You guys know I like to be a little bit more patient on Monday mornings, but we have a ton of volatility and a nice little range going here. So I want to be able to take advantage of that if the trade sets up. If the trade does not set up, then I'm fine with being patient, sitting on hands here, letting this market figure itself out. We do have a large range from Friday that we could trade and bat around in today. That is one scenario I did not talk about here, which is kind of an inside day. I think we'll stay inside of today's range here for the regular trading hour session, but I don't think we'll have a slow, uneventful day by any means here. So that's what I'm looking for there in the S&Ps. Taking a look at NASDAQ here. NASDAQ is a similar situation. Price structure-wise, a little bit different here. NASDAQ had traded down into these 74, 77s from Friday, got a little bit of a bounce, and traded lower in the overnight session, 73.53s, which is coming in way down in here, 73.53 quarters. So we've got a 275-point range roughly coming in for today's session for the NASDAQ. That's a really, really large range. So 270 points worth of range here for the NASDAQ coming in today. And what I'm looking for here is we've got a small level. It's a 15-minute pivot here, 75.39 quarters. We're currently trading 75.61s. Keep an eye on this level. This will be kind of line in the sand here for today. In terms of longs, if we do break it to the downside, be patient for a test here of 74.82s. If 74.8250s trade and break through, then we're looking back down to overnight lows there of 73.53s, which gives us like a 130-point target to the downside in the NASDAQ for the day. That's a big target, gives us good risk-reward ratio there. On the flip side of that, we're looking at 76.8375s as a target to the upside here. We're currently printing 75.61s here. Overnight highs 76.26s, so we got about 60 points away from tagging this in the overnight session here. And if we can pull back to 75.39 quarters, again, that move with a 61.75 print in the S&Ps, or maybe 75.39 quarters pushes through a little bit while S&Ps are trying to get to 61.75s. And then when we rally back through that level, then I think we can start looking at longs in the NASDAQ off the 75.39 quarters. But again, that is a 140-point target to the upside there for the NASDAQ. So I really like the risk-reward ratio here. kind of across the board for today. And what I'm looking to do is potentially take multiple futures, meaning the S&Ps and the Nasdaq. I'd like to pair maybe the Russell and the Nasdaq, something like that. And that way I have a little bit of the weaker position on, which is the S&Ps, and then maybe a stronger one for the Russell and the Dow, depending on the trade setup. Obviously, if we flip to the short side, I'm going to be focused a little bit more on the S&Ps and whatever ends up being weaker from that point. So I would like to have multiple trades on here today in order to, one outperforms the other, one doesn't quite perform enough, and that way we were able to, kind of get the most out of today as we can for these large targets that we have. So that's what I'm looking for here today. Otherwise, pretty quiet front here. Gold did trade like a 30-some point range in the overnight session here, but it's only up $3.10 this morning. So it's kind of mellowed itself out. Crude oil here is up 84 cents on the day. It's pushing kind of up towards the higher end of its range there. It has a $2.25 range on the day, which is pretty crazy there for crude. And the bond market as well had a really nice rally in the overnight session, and then now has given that up here and is turning a little bit red here this morning. Not quite as red as the markets are green, so kind of keep that in mind. But otherwise here, these are going to be the levels I'm watching for today. Unscheduled press conference here coming up in the next 5 minutes or so. And who knows, any and all tweets that could come out today or news announcements from China or vice versa. So make sure you're keeping hard stops in place and your risk metrics are in line for today. It is only Monday. We've got what's shaping up to be a really, really good looking week here in terms of volatility and trade setups. So no reason to go down early on the week with subpar plays. So looking for A+ plays this week and just going to grind it out here. So thank you guys so much for coming on and hanging out with me this morning. And as always, if you guys are new around here, click that subscribe button and turn on the little bell notification when we go live each and every morning. Also, if you want to join myself and Jay and Perry and Rob and everybody else in the MLT community in the Discord, there is going to be a link in the description below. Just go ahead and click that link and it'll get you all the details. So thank you guys so much. I will see you back in just a few minutes for the morning power hour. Take care, guys. Have a great trading week and be safe out there today, guys. Take care.